Hi yogis, this is Erin with the Renew and Rejuvenate Healthy Yoga and Healthy Eating program with Erin and Markira. And this is my first video for the program. I'm a little nervous. I wanted to share with you the theme that I selected for the program. The theme is Journey Before Destination. And this theme comes from my favorite author, Brandon Sanderson. And it's about setting up your life so that the things you're doing in your days are joyful for you. And it is possible. I really do believe that it's possible for all of us to do that. Of course, every single thing that happens isn't going to be joyful, but we can enjoy the things that we do in our day, the simple things and the complicated things. So this program's about helping you find that with your food and with movement and activity level. And the whole idea is to calm your system down so that your metabolism is healthy, your endocrine system is healthy, and you can get the most nutrients from your food and your hormones function correctly. So that's the thing. The theme for this week is neck position. The reason why posture in general is so important is because your body position tells your brain something about how you're feeling. And so if you have a forward head, then it is telling your brain that you're under stress. And so by finding a way to keep your head in line with the rest of your spine, it will help you to calm your brain down and have a healthier body. Also, I selected an intention for this week, and the intention is by relaxing the mind and body, we will boost metabolism. And in this program, the two techniques that we're using in the yoga part of the program to do this are the breathing and some of the poses, postures, or in the movement in general, to calm your system down and help you to have a healthier endocrine system, a healthier metabolism. Okay, so let's begin. So we're going to start standing, and you're going to stand in mountain pose. And just begin by bending your knees. So what I'm doing here is letting my knees go forward just to loosen up. So bending your knees and letting them go a little bit forward of your ankles, not really far, but a little bit forward. Your hips can go back just a little as your knees go forward. Just letting them do that is a way of loosening up tension in the legs. But when we do squatting in yoga, we don't squat this way. We try to shift our weight back as much as possible when squatting. So, but right now we're just warming up. And then the next thing we're going to do is take our shoulders around and down a few times. And you could continue moving the knees with it a little bit. It should be a movement that feels comfortable for your body. Good. And then now we're going to stand and close our eyes and just lift your toes a few times. And what you're doing here is allowing your weight to shift to where it would naturally be. And then relax the toes down. So I'm lifting just my toes. It's not the ball of the foot, it's just the toes. And I'm feeling whether or not I rock back or not. It doesn't matter if you rock back, but if you do, allow it to happen, because you're trying to find the most comfortable, the easiest place for your body to hold its weight. And then you can relax the toes down. This whole opening part, I'm just taking normal breaths as I'm doing the movements, and I'm not linking breath and movement together yet. So the next thing I'm going to do is just some neck movements. So I'm going to let my head move, and I'm just feeling in my own neck what would feel good. Just some little movements. Long breaths, you don't have to link them. If you're used to linking them, feel free to do that. And then just moving around. A couple other things we can do is tuck the chin. Another thing I like to do is hook my thumbs on the base of my skull and lift the back of my skull up and draw my head back, and then relax and do it again. And I'm drawing my chin straight back. I'm not letting my chin go up. All right, good. And then now we're going to begin with a sequence that's called Sita Ram. In the sequence, I've adjusted it a little bit from how I originally learned it. The concept of Sita and Rama are the divine couple. It's like a balance. And so I think of it as similar to yin and yang. And so before we do it, practice a couple squats. Good. And then I'm letting my weight shift back as much as I can. So I'm already feeling a little bit more warmed up. And I'm trying to do this movement using my core, using my glutes, using my thighs. And if I can't go very far, I just don't go very far. If you have difficulty getting your weight to shift back, if when you look down you can't see your toes, that means you're having difficulty shifting your weight back, you can do this whole sequence we're about to do with your heels on one of your blankets. And this makes it easier to lower down and keep the weight back, but you have to try to do it. You have to let your weight be back. So if you just still do it the same way as you were doing it before, it won't work. So you have to keep your weight shifted. It just produces like a little heel, which you may be used to from your shoes. Okay, so now we're gonna do Sita Ram. So you're bringing your hands to heart center, and you can either use the blanket or not for this, because we will squat during this. We're gonna exhale. Inhale the arms forward and up. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale and find chair. Exhale and twist, but not a lot. It's a small twist to your left. Inhale, rise up and twist to your right. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, twist to your left. Exhale and sink into your chair. And twist to your right. Inhale and rise. And now we're going to find our strap. So take your strap. I have really long straps, so I'm going to fold mine in half. You can have the arms at any position here. They don't have to be directly overhead, and they don't have to be straight. And the first movement is to just open the chest a few times. So I'm not really that flexible in the chest, but so this feels like a big stretch for me to do this. But if I had any pain in my shoulders, I wouldn't do it, right? I would stay within a range. If you pull your hands apart, you'll feel your chest. Like right here, I can feel my chest. And it'll help if you pull your core in, especially pulling your front ribs in to feel the chest, like already. And I'm rolling my armpits to face the front. And you want to do this all with a mind of having your shoulders feel strong and comfortable, not ever feeling pain. And then if, with all of that, you feel strong and comfortable, then you can move the strap back. And we'll take 3 breaths. Good, 2 more. Good, and 1 more. Good, and now come to center. And now if it feels better to have your arms forward or your arms bent, again, you can. We're gonna side bend and lift the side. So I'm really thinking about contracting my lower side, which is your left side if you're mirroring me. And then I'm also lifting my upper side and pressing into my feet and not shifting my hips. And this is a lat stretch. So we're attempting to get more length out of our lats in case they're tight. And I'm gonna really pull my core in here. We could stay here for a minute, but I'm not planning on doing that. But if you want to do this at home and you want to stay for a minute, it'll help make lasting length in your lats. And then come up through center. And again, just open up again if you want. Take a breath. And then we'll come through center and go to the other side and hold. And again, I'm thinking about contracting the lower side, which is my right. Is your right side, and then I'm lengthening the other side, the upper side, and I want to pull my core in when I do it. Long, steady breaths. And now I'm going to come back to center and release it. Now you can put your strap down. So the next thing we're gonna do is our Sita Ram again, and this time we're gonna open up our airways. So you're gonna exhale, inhale and take the arms up. Again, you can have your arms bent. If it feels okay to take one hand to the other arm, go ahead and do that. And then breathe into your upper side, which is probably your right side. And again, I'm thinking about my core. I'm breathing into my side ribs. I want to keep my neck in line. I don't want to be throwing my head forward. One more breath. Good. And come through center. Open up your chest and let's stay here and breathe a few times. Long in the back of the neck. So while I am gazing up, I'm not doing that. Back of the neck is long. And now go. Inhale. Exhale to the other side. Again, try to take that arch out of the back now. And now you're side bending and lifting the side. And you're holding. Thinking about contracting the lower side and lengthening the upper side, keeping that length in the spine. So I always, when we side bend, I think about going up and over, so I've lengthened both sides. But then I do contract the lower side. I want to use those muscles. I'm breathing into my ribs. Good, come to center. And now we're gonna change the sequence up a little. You're gonna sit into your chair, and remember, you can have your heels on your blanket for this, so you can step on your blanket if you want to. And then press your palms. And now all we're gonna do here is just a little rotation. You're not going low, so you're staying up high. Even if you're a really flexible person, I want you to work on stability for now. In this whole class, it's not gonna be a lot of really deep stretches. It's more about stability and just feeling good. We just want to feel good. And then come to center and rise. Okay, so that's opening up airways. Now we're going to do some breathing exercises. I forgot to do breath of joy. That's the most important thing. It's so great. So what I do with breath of joy is if I'm having trouble getting out of bed in the morning, which my bed is really snuggly and comfy. So then when that's happening, if I get up for a bathroom break, then I stay up and I do about 10 breaths of joy. And there's three-part inhale. So you breathe into the belly, then extend up to the ribs, and then fill the chest. And the arms move with it. And then instead of the traditional breath of joy, we throw the body forward. But instead of doing that in this one, we're gonna go into a squat, which we're really warmed up for now. And notice I didn't throw my weight forward. Nice broad shoulders, arms go back. All right, so it looks like this. It's inhale, 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 squat. Inhale, 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 squat. Good. And it feels so energizing. Like, I just love it, and it makes me smile. Okay, so now the next thing we're gonna do is called Agnisar Kriya. We're gonna do a beginner version of Agnisar Kriya. I like it because it helps me to pull my core in tightly, which is what we're working on, is integrating our core. So if we aren't supporting our body well with the muscles of our cavity of our abdomen, then we are going to be prone to a lot of different issues. And I don't want to take too much time in the video to go over that. But just trust me in saying and understanding that this is strengthening that cavity. When you pull in, you're going to lift up on your pelvic floor. You're going to draw your navel tightly into your spine and empty out deeply. And you're going to try to continue to empty out deeply even after you think you've gotten the air out. You're always going to have residual air in your lungs, which you want to have, but you're going to be emptying deeply to get the feeling of pulling the muscles all the way from here up tightly into your spine. Okay, so I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. We're going to do 5 of them, and they are hard. Like, I'm tired after I do these. So I'm bending My knees are bent. I'm leaning forward a little bit, but comfortable. So make sure your weight's back and your core feels okay. You feel your back feels okay here. And then think about your head position. So you don't want to crane. And then we're going to inhale into the belly. Exhale deeply. Inhale. Exhale deeply. Inhale. 3 more. Exhale deeply. So that was hard work too. All right, so now we've got another breathing technique. We're gonna sit down for this one. You're gonna bring, you can sit however you want, okay? So if this isn't comfortable, you can prop yourself. I'm up high, I like to be up high, it's comfortable for me. And then we're gonna do our Kapalabhati, but we're gonna do a beginner Kapalabhati also. So beginner Kapalabhati, you're using, it's a forced expiration, which means you're using your core muscles to expel the air. I'm gonna pull in sharply, so I'm really quick to try to send the air out, which at first is gonna feel awkward and hard to do. Then I'm gonna relax my belly and let the air go back in. I'll even take a little sniff inhale there. Wait 2 seconds and do it again. We're gonna do 10 of those. It's like this, inhale. And breathe normally. I'm not sure that was 10. Sometimes I start going too fast and that happened. So for when you're going slow, so the proper speed of Kapalabhati or Kapalabhati is about 1 contraction of your abdominals per second, not faster. Sometimes people do it faster, but my understanding is that it's best to keep it to the 1 second. However, I'm doing them with a 2-second rest in between for beginners. So if you're familiar with the 1 second, you can just go ahead and do 30 at 1 second. And then we're gonna do another set. Here we go. Inhale. And breathe normally. So that time I counted using my fingers as a placeholder. We're gonna do 1 more set. You should feel your core working when you do these. And if it's difficult to do, just keep at it. It's okay if you don't get a very forceful push. Sometimes people feel it's beneficial to put their hands on the abdomen so they can feel it pulling in. All right, so feel free to do that. I'll demonstrate that way. So I'm gonna inhale and fill my belly. And breathe normally. It's not at all unusual to have like a little jolt in your breathing, which you saw that time through with me. I think that's neurological. Sometimes also I have gas, like I have a burp when I do it, and I just let myself burp and then I keep going. Sometimes the breathing gets off when you do it, so then I'll just take another breath and then start going again. so no worries. Okay, so that's that technique. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is come to all fours on the mat. All right, good. And then the movement we're gonna do here is 5 cows, inhaling, back of the neck's long, head is pulled back. 2 cat, exhaling. Inhale. I'm trying to draw my chest forward and roll my shoulders open. And now I'm going to go into cat. I'm trying to pull my core in. Inhale. Exhale. In. Out. Inhale. Exhale. I'm going to walk my hands forward. I'm going to inhale. In this, I call this cobra on all fours. So now I'm not dropping my low back down. I'm just keeping it stable and opening my chest. My hands are dragging back. My neck, again, feels long in the back. Tuck my toes for down dog. So it's inhale, cobra on all fours. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, cobra on all fours. Exhale, down dog. Okay, and now we're going to try a movement. You're going to get your blocks and put them on the lowest level. If you, when you're in down dog, if your hands are a little wider than your shoulders and you turn them a very small amount out, do that with your blocks now. Okay, that's totally fine, and that's something that's helpful for people with any kind of shoulder stiffness. So if you didn't even, you might not even know you were doing that, but if when you get up on the block, things don't feel right, check their position. All right, so you're gonna find, right now is our test run to find a good block position for you. So you're gonna inhale for cobra on all fours. Feel the difference now that you're on blocks. Your spine is gonna be feeling different. It's a different angle. Back of the neck's long. And then exhale into your down dog. Inhale into your cobra on all fours. Exhale into your down dog. Wow, my blocks are moving on this mat. Good, inhale. Exhale. Good, inhale. Exhale. And now we're going to practice walking the feet a little bit forward. They don't have to get all the way. And then walking them back. If your blocks also slip on your mat, like I usually don't have this problem with my jade mat, but I'm having it here, you might want to change the way you're doing it. Like I'm going to try to kind of make it through the video with that happening, but just you wouldn't want to do that. You can put them up against the wall, or you can have a different mat, or sometimes you can put something under them so they won't slip, like a no-slip surface of some kind. So I'm bending my knees and my hips to do this movement. All right, and now we're going to come up. We're going to do 5 sun salutation A, and we're going to do them in a modified way. Again, you want to have your blocks placed in a way that they're comfortable for your shoulders. So that might mean a little wider and turned out a tiny little bit. It's not turned out like this. It's a small turn. Okay, so let's do it. So we'll inhale the arms forward and up. Exhale, fold forward, bring the hands to the blocks and find a flat back. If you're used to doing a round back in your forward fold, you can do that now. And then return to the flat back. The back of your legs are bent. The hands are in front of you and they're on the blocks. So if you're tight in the legs, you can have your feet farther back and bend them more. Okay, then we're gonna step back. Let's step right leg and then left to plank. And we'll inhale here. And then we're gonna bring it down to all fours. You're gonna inhale cobra on all fours, feeling the back of the neck's aligned. Exhale to down dog. And then step the feet forward, right leg, and then left leg. And then inhale and rise. Good, we're gonna do 5 more. We'll do the left leg first next time. So exhale, fold. If you wanna go into a deeper forward fold and round, fine, but come to the flat back. All right, and then we're gonna step back here into plank. Take a breath, think about your neck, and then bring your knees down, adjust your back accordingly. See how when I bring my knees down, the angle's different. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. And then this time, let's step left leg and then right leg forward. Inhale and rise. Exhale, fold. Flat back. Come to the plank. Inhale, think about your neck. Bring the knees down. Cobra. Down dog. This time, walk your feet forward. Good, and rise. Good, exhale, fold. Find the flat back. Think about your neck here too. Step back into your plank. Let's do left leg. Good, take a breath. Think about your neck. Bring your knees down. Find your cobra. Find your down dog. Good, step left leg, then right leg. Inhale and rise. Last one, exhale and fold. Good, step back. Check it in. Knees down. Inhale. Exhale. Step forward. And rise. All right, so we should feel warmed up. And now I'm gonna move the blocks to the side. And I'm gonna sit down just briefly once more. I meant to do this right after the couple body and forgot, and we're gonna do round angle pose. So you're gonna bring your feet together. The legs are wide. This is just a, if you have knee issues, you can have the feet farther in front, but we're just doing a nice stretch of the inner legs here. And I'm gonna think about lengthening my spine. And if you need more sensation, you can just send your tail back and fold forward. And I'm just gonna hang out here in a comfortable position. So the goal for our practice is to be gentle enough that we're not causing more stress with our physical practice in our body. So if we've been under emotional stress, sometimes a hard practice is good for people, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's stressful. So what I'm offering here based on the feedback of all my participants is that we wanna do a gentle practice. And so we're gonna do a gentle practice. Nice open chest. I'm thinking about my head even here. Sometimes when I do this, I do round the back. That's not incorrect, but I'm not really doing that. I'm really thinking about rolling my shoulders open a little bit and opening my chest, just because I know opening my chest will be positive for my body and mind. Okay, so now you're gonna come up. I don't know how long we stay there. If you're doing this at home, feel free to stay for a minute or longer if you want to. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna need one block. So first we're gonna go down on the floor. If you are near a wall, when you go down, that might be a good idea for what we're gonna do, because you'll be able to rest your feet on the wall and that might be relaxing. So feel free to do that. So we're gonna turn, I'm gonna lower down. I've got my one block. I'm gonna move my ponytail out of the way so my head can be in alignment. I'm gonna cross my right leg and I'm noticing my hips, and then I'm gonna feel this outer hip stretch, and you can make lots of decisions here. You can stay right here. You can draw your legs in without using your arms. You can use your strap to help you draw them in, or you can use your arms to draw them in. And the stretch is right here, and I just wanna relax, so I don't want it to be super duper intense. And I'm just gonna close my eyes. Another thing you could do here is put a blanket under your head. The reason to do that is getting this good neck alignment is very relaxing for your nervous system. So if you're at all like this when you're here, take a moment, grab your blanket, stick it underneath your head. And then we can release down. We're going to switch to the other side. So again, cross the other leg and notice what happens with your hips. We're trying to keep them totally stable on the floor, even though you crossed your leg. And then here you can decide, do you want to stay right here, or do you want to draw in, and how do you want to draw in? And then you keep doing that. I'm going to get the blanket to show something. So I'm going to put the blanket under my head, even though I don't really need the blanket for my alignment in this position. In some positions I do need it. But it feels good. It's nice and soft. And I'm getting that nice stretch here. And now you can release this down. Now, if you use the blanket for the next pose, you're going to take it away. So I'm going to move it away now. And then I'm going to take this block. I'm going to put it on the lowest height and roll my shoulders a little bit under and tuck my chin and puff up my chest. So you can see the back of the neck. Again, I'm trying to get it long. So I've puffed up my chest. Now, if you are a taller person, so if you're a shorter person or a petite person, you want to be, I'm going to recommend the smaller height of the block. If you're a taller person, you might want to go to the medium height on the block, and we're not today going to do the highest height unless you know that you're really limber and you're used to doing that. Okay, so if you're a taller person, you can go to the medium height. Whatever you choose, you want to find stability in the back of the hips. You want to take the legs here and see, can you be relaxed here? And then slowly take them up and say, can I be relaxed here? So sometimes I see people have their legs here. This is much more strain. I can feel it in my back. If your legs won't go to here, you need to use the wall either to rest your legs on the wall, or maybe let your legs be here, or maybe let your legs be here. Okay, so any of these things are going to be good. So you decide. So maybe you're here, but don't force it because it's not going to work if you're straining and you're here. It's not going to do the thing it's supposed to do. Close your eyes and relax. And if you have an eye pillow, I didn't say it, but in future, if you do the video again, you could put an eye pillow on here. And I'm going to suggest you pause the video and do this for 5 minutes or 10 if you want. This is a restorative yoga pose. Okay, so it's a modified shoulder stand variation. Okay, so I'm going to come down, take the hips off the block, move it out of the way, and then I'm going to get my blankets for the final thing we're going to do. So roll to one side. So if you pause the video, now you're going to now you just turned it back on. So now you're going to set up for this next thing. So the way the blankets are for this, I hope you can see them. I don't even know for sure. So I've got the smooth side. They're folded once like that. And the two smooth sides of the two blankets are facing each other. I'm going to put my head on one blanket, my arms are going to be out to the side, and my shoulders are going to drop in between. If you are a person who has some neck stiffness and tightness and you tend to have your head forward or your your chin lifted, you're going to put two blankets on this one. Okay, and then we're going to go down and it looks like this. And this is our time for Shavasana, but we're going to do pranayama during our Shavasana. So you're going to breathe 3-part breath. You're going to breathe belly, middle ribs, chest, and then exhale. And I like to exhale the belly, rib cage, chest as well. So I like to inhale belly, ribs, chest, exhale belly, ribs, chest. That's how I do it. And so when I'm going to do it, I'm going to do this. You're going to do this for about 7 minutes. And then, so I would again pause the video for this. You can set a timer on your phone if you want to, or you can just count your breaths. And usually people take about 6 breaths a minute. And so just close your eyes. Feel free to put an eye pillow on and begin this. And you're going to stay focusing the whole time on your breath. When your alarm goes off, you're going to give yourself 3 or around 18 more breaths of just really relaxing and not worrying about the 3-part breath. Just letting yourself relax. Okay, so first 3-part breath for 7 minutes. Let's begin. Okay, so after 7 minutes of 3-part breath, then you're going to stay for around 3 minutes of just relaxation. Let's begin that now. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. And you can bend your knees and move a little. And then we're going to roll to one side. And then slowly come up. And if you want to sit on your prop again, you can. Bring your hands to heart center. All of you are loving and lovable. I invite you to Om with me one time. Inhale. Namaste.